here today. I'm here to talk to you about this week's vocabulary and to make sure that we don't fall behind with our work. And fortunately, the good school that we are all involved in, How, has come up with a way that the teachers and the students can communicate and that we can make sure that we don't slow down your education. So this is what we're here to do today, and let's get right to it. What I want us to talk about today is the vocabulary. This week's vocabulary, you can find it in your books on page 412. It's also in the reading, and the reading is, actually it's not a reading, we have a video this week on page 413. So I'd like you also please to, if you can go online onto Pearson's and see if you can try and watch the video that we're probably going to look at later when we look at the comprehension check. But for now, I want us to focus on this week's vocabulary. There are 4 words that we'll be focused on: infographic, icon, label, and caption. Let's look at the first word, infographic. Infographic means an image that is used to present information, data, or knowledge quickly and clearly. When you think of an infographic, I want you to think of a chart, whether it's a pie chart or a diagram. If I go down here for 1 second and you look at this picture that I've put here, these are different types of diagrams. This is a vertical diagram and that is a pie chart, but all of these are infographics, right? Now we know what the definition is. We have the synonym, which is a word that has a different word that has the same meaning. Let's look at how to use it in a sentence. The first sentence that I have here is: the infographic received many positive reviews from all the fans around the world. There you see infographic is used as a noun. Again, this can be done as an infographic so that more people can understand it, and there you can use it as a verb. Once you've understood this word, and I'm going to ask you to do this for each of the 4 words, I want you to write down 2 compound sentences of your own, but I want you to write them in the future tense, and I want you to use, of course, the word infographic. The second word that we're looking at today is icon. Icon is what you call a homonym. A homonym is a word that has more than one meaning, right? But for our purposes, the word icon, we're going to look at the meaning of icon as a symbol or a graphic representation of something, right? Often used in charts or digital screen. So think of a picture or a logo, again, a symbol. But also an icon is somebody that is very famous for something, right? So if you think of football and you think of Lionel Messi as an icon, he is an icon in the football industry. But also when you think of icon, I want you to think of something like the Nike logo, where everybody knows it, it's very famous, it's very popular, but it also is a picture that represents a company, right? How do you use it in a sentence? I have the first sentence here: Nike is an iconic sports brand, and they have many iconic athletes like Tiger Woods. So here, icon or iconic is used to describe an important company or an important athlete, Tiger Woods. The second sentence: the icon was carried further, accompanied by many supporters. So there we're talking about icon as a picture or a symbol. For question 2, I want you to use the word icon but I want you to write 2 compound sentences with that word, and I want you to make them in the past tense, right? So that's 2 sentences, both of them in the past tense, using the word icon. The third word, the third part of our vocabulary is the word label. Label is also another word that has more than one meaning, and we'll talk briefly about both of them. The first one is a small piece of paper or fabric or plastic attached to an object that gives you information about that object. Now, think about when you go shopping and you are about to buy a t-shirt or a pair of pants, and you want to know what size they are, right? So what you'll do is you will look at the back of the shirt, you will find the label, and it will tell you what is the size of the item that you're buying. So is it small, or is it medium, or is it large or extra large? And you'll find all that information on there. Some of them will even tell you where the product was made. Many of them will say made in China, made in Saudi Arabia, made in India. So a synonym for label is a tag or a sticker, but another meaning of the word label is to categorize or to group things together. So again, I'll use football as an example. You know that I'm a Real Madrid supporter. So when you categorize me, you will say Mr. David is a Real Madrid supporter, or Mr. Mohammed is a Barcelona supporter, right? So we belong to those 2 groups, and you can say we belong to those 2 categories, right? We are supporters of 2 different teams. How do you use it in a sentence? She labeled the parcels neatly, writing the addresses in capital letters, full stop. The second one, many pupils felt that they were labeled as failures, right? The second one shows you what I mean by labeling, by putting people into a group, right? And then the first one shows you also about how people, how you put things into a group, but it talks about how you can organize things using labels. Again, remember, a label will tell you information about something. So it'll tell you the size, sometimes even the price, and more details about specific information or specific item. I also want you here to write 2 compound sentences, but this time I want you to write them in the present tense, right? So you see we're using all different tenses, past tense, future tense, present tense. The next word, I'm going to ask you to write it in the present continuous, and that word is caption. When you think of a caption, I want you to think of a newspaper or a magazine, because a caption is a title or a brief explanation that comes with an illustration, a picture or a drawing, right? So think of a heading or a title. So whenever you think of a caption, you will always have a picture, and then you will have a heading or words that will tell you something about that picture. Again, synonyms for this are heading or titles. And how do you use it in a sentence? I have 2 example sentences here. The first one says, you'll like junglewalk.com because they supply the image and you supply the caption. So they will give you the picture and you will add the words that will accompany the picture. The second sentence B, after the photos have been uploaded, you are given the choice to write a caption for each one. They're very similar sentences because they both involve a picture and the caption, which is the words that follow with the picture. Same story here. Once you have understood this, these words, I want you to also then write 2 sentences, 2 compound sentences, but this time in the present continuous. I will give you one clue about the present continuous. These are words that you sometimes will end in ing. So I am studying English right now, right? That word would be present continuous because it will have the words ing. So this is this week's vocabulary. I hope this is helpful. Also, you should be able to, I should be able to load more videos, grammar and other things, but this is the first video for now, and more will soon follow. I hope you are all staying safe and healthy, and I hope to see you all back at school very soon once this problem is over. Have a nice day.